So I've been here for some time, cup of tea on the go, just pondering. I often find that if you've got an issue, step back, get a cup of tea, sit down and just observe.
A few moments later.
And I've now found the solution. Let me show you. Here, around here is sellotape. If I slice along the top of here, down the side and there, this meter should pull out. Well, what I've got to do is there's three wires. There's a grey wire going to the very top on the right hand side. A green wire, is it? Hang on, let me get the... Yep, green wire going to the bottom left hand corner and a grey wire going to the bottom right hand corner. So I've got two grey wires. The one that goes to the top goes down to a capacitor that's joined to the... What one's that one? The load. The other grey one goes off down there somewhere, I can't see. So what I need to do is I've got to desolder these wires. Now if I pop the meter out, it might be easier to do it. Let me get the knife and we'll see if we can get it out. Right. 1 meter. Not too sure how well this is going to come out on camera. I think that's the gap there. Come out. Aha, we have movement. Right. I'm going to have to move the camera because I'm working around you at the moment, but I'm going to do the same and just slice up the side. Right, 1 meter free. Now comes the fun bit. Desoldering these wires. So let me carefully get the soldering iron on here. It should hopefully be warmed up now. Right. Problem I've got is I've got two grey wires. Right, I'm just going to make a note of the wiring diagram of these and then I can put it back together properly. Hold on. Whoa. Right, well it's made a bid for freedom and there it is. It's got sellotape on the fascia here. Let's just carefully get that off. Right, that's that. So I'm going to just remove these odd bits of sellotape that are floating about. Like so. But yeah, it is out. Right, let me put the main unit away and we'll have a look at the meter. Right, so here's the meter. Let's see if the arm is badly stuck. Yeah, see, look, it's not going back down. That's as far as it goes. Then you have to push it back down. Now, there is a gap under the meter, the needle. So the needle, it's the little mechanism. Yeah, it's not springy enough. So we need to undo this screw here and just back it off a tiny bit to make the meter a bit more bouncy. So, right, I need to get close up on that little screw. Make sure no one else has been here, because if someone's been in here and chewed up this little screw under the green here, that means I cannot repair this. Now, based on current experience with this amplifier, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's not been in there fiddling with it. No, the screw is perfect. Now, when you're adjusting these meters, you can't just put a screwdriver on there and turn it. You've got to dissolve and free up that green, because it's like Loctite. So that screw is locked. If you strip that screw out, you will never adjust this meter. So you have to be really careful, and you have to have the right fine blade screwdriver to get in there. And what I normally do is it's like nail varnish remover. Just put a little blob on there, leave it on there for a bit, and then put a screwdriver on and put a tiny bit of pressure on it, and if it doesn't go, I'll put a tiny bit more on and eventually it will turn. Then I turn it off probably 1/8 of a turn, and that will be as springy as anything, and then we can put the thing back together. So let's go and get the nail varnish and we'll get going. Right, plan this morning is to try and free up the gloop on here. So what we've got a shop called Poundland in the UK. It's similar to your dollar store. I've just gone in and I've had it for ages now. I've got this pot of nail polish remover. You want something that's like acetone based. And what I've got to do is carefully, I need a good drip on there. That's what I'm trying to achieve. I don't seem to be getting one for some time. And then you're just putting it on the green. Let's try the other end. I want a big drop of nail polish remover. That's got it. Right, and then we leave that on there. Let that soak in for a bit. And then what that does is free it up, and it allows you to turn that screw, but you must never force the screw. You just put a bit, and if it doesn't move, you wait a bit longer, or you put a bit more nail polish remover on. And that's what you're trying to do. If you break that screw, that's the end of the meter. The meter's naff. And that's the problem, because sometimes people have been in it before, even if you take all the meter out and you try and adjust it, and they've just twisted the guts out of it. So, right, let me leave that soaking, and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
Right, I've just tried it, and it's not moving, so I need a bit more stuff. Right. So, wait another 5 minutes. Never rush it.
A few moments later.
Right, well, I just put the screwdriver on it, just put the tiny bit of pressure on you do, and it's moved. It's actually sorted itself. Watch the mechanism now. See how it just bounces back now? That's exactly as it should be. Even if I do it slowly, it always returns back to 0. So that has freed up that mechanism beautifully. Go right to the end, let go, bang, straight back to 0. Little touch there. So that's done. So that's good. Thank God for that. That's quite nice now though. Right, now comes the fun part of putting the whole thing back together. But not today, because it's 6:20 and I've got to leave in 10 minutes. So that'll be another job for another morning. But yeah, success, it's done. Thank God for that. And there's the area that you're attempting to get at. Now on the screw, when you put the screw on and you turn, just put a tiny bit of pressure on it. And if it doesn't move, put a bit more gloop on. And just keep doing that, and then all of a sudden it'll just go. But don't put loads of pressure on, because when you put the pressure on and try and move it, sometimes you will move this to the left and you'll be on zero adjustment with the meter arm. What you don't want to do is keep going, because then you're putting the pressure on the inside of the mechanism down here and you'll knacker it. So you've just got to do it just until you feel a bit of pressure, a bit of movement on here. Doesn't go, stop, more nail polish remover, leave it 10 minutes, come back, try it again, and eventually it will go. It just needs to soften all this green stuff up. You can scrape it off and remove it, which also helps you free up the mechanism as well. But don't rush it. You get one chance at this. If you open it up and find someone's been in there before, you're not going to be able to adjust it. This hadn't had anyone in there before because the green gloop was still in contact. What they normally do is they'll put too much pressure on, whack it to the left, strip all the thread and the screw out, and the meter's knackered. There's nothing you can do. Little bit of extra information. The screwdriver I use was a 2 by 50mm. That's what it says on there. Little flat bladed screwdriver. So what you can see now on the screen is a close-up picture of the needle within the meter, and you can see the paint. If you move the meter, the paint's just falling off. That's like 50-year-old paint. Now in the next picture I'm going to zoom in, and hopefully what you can see is the paint's got lines across it in it where it's all cracked and just clinging on for dear life. Ideally that all needs to be come off and a new coat of red needs to go on there. Again, not my unit, so I will check with Dave, but I need to urgently do that. So what I use when I do these is nail polish red, and that will just go straight on there and it'll make it look brand new. That other stuff, if you touch it, you can see it's just falling off in the picture there. It's just old and knackered. The heat from the unit has just cooked it.